for the second part, we're solving equations, solving one-step equations. And what we're doing here is thinking about what something plus 5 is 12. Now, some of these are going to be very easy because they're one-step equations. But we got to go through the techniques so that we know how to do them when they're more difficult. So what we think about is what's happening to x and the opposite of that. So I'm adding 5. The opposite of adding 5 is to subtract 5. So I'm going to subtract 5. And whatever I do to one side, I have to do it to the other because it's an equation. It's balanced on both sides. So I'm subtracting 5 here and subtracting 5 there. Now, if I subtract 5 from 5, 5 minus 5 is 0. That's why I did it, because I want to get rid of this thing. It's equal to 0. The only thing left there is x. And 12 minus 5 is 7. So x is 7. That's the final answer. Same thing here. What's happening in x? I'm subtracting 4. So the opposite of that, opposite operation, is to add 4. So negative 4 plus 4, it's called a zero sum. It's gone. Only thing left is x. Negative 8 plus 4 is negative 4. That's the final answer. What's happening to m? I'm adding 7. So I do the opposite. Minus 7. Minus 7. 7 minus 7 is 0. It's gone. I have m left. 13 minus 7 is 6. Let's look at d. What's happening to n? I have a negative 8 there. What's the opposite of that? Positive 8. Positive 8. Not sure if we can hear my kids screaming. So these two become 0. What's left? N. Negative 3. Okay, so that's with adding and subtracting. One-step equations for adding and subtracting. So now what happens if we have multiplying and dividing? Now I don't have a symbol between 3 and x. So what we do is we do the opposite. Sorry, the symbol, if there's no symbol, it means multiplication. And we do the opposite. That means dividing. So if I'm multiplying by 3, the opposite is to divide by 3. So I use the symbol like this, a line underneath, like a fraction, to show the division. You could also use the division symbol if you want. Okay. Now 3 divided by 3 is 1. That's why we do it, to get rid of it. Cancels out, as they say. So I'm left with x. 12 divided by 3 is 4. What's happening to m? I'm multiplying by negative 5. The opposite is to divide by negative 5. The negative 5 and negative 5 cancel out. I'm left with m. 65 minus, or divided by negative 5. Remember, this is division, right? So not subtracting. 65 divided by negative 5 is negative 13. So here, the opposite of what's happening here is I'm dividing by 5, and the opposite of that would be to multiply by 5. And whatever I do, I got to do both sides. So I'm going to multiply 5 here, multiply 5 there. So just like on top, when we had the 3 and 3, 3 divided by 3, negative 5 divided by negative 5, that's what's happening here. 5 divided by 5. So that's going to go away. That's why we're doing it, to get n by itself, to isolate our variable. So then we got 15 times 5. Sorry, my kid walked in. 75. And then here, we're dividing by negative 9. So the opposite of dividing by negative 9 is the opposite, multiplying by negative 9. Make sure you multiply by the negative also. equals, and I don't know what that is. Let's see, calculator. It's 423. Okay, that's it.